What's going
Life.
on? Welcome, Gospel Diary. Excuse me. I was gonna,
Hello, Gospel Diaries.
I was gonna give one of Otis Max. Excuse my indulgence because I'm eating some peppers and hummus and drinking some water.
Welcome, Gospel Diaries. Welcome to our little chit chat, and I talk about everything gospel.
Mhm, mhm. How you doing today?
I'm all right.
You all
Today's
right?
an off day of work. Today's an off day at work, but it's not an off day at business. But I don't think I'm gonna be here sewing anything today.
Mm. How many garments have you made this season so far? You look nice. I like your
Um,
lining. You just lined up your face, huh?
mm-mm.
Oh.
If I had to line it, it'd be all messed up. I have
Mm,
hair is not my gift, and people
mm,
think because I can sew, I can do hair. Not my
mm,
gift. Those that can do, and those that can pay for those that can do. That's what we do.
mm.
That's why I feel that everybody gifts is their own. We can play, both of us can play the organ, but our styles and everything and sound is totally different, and it's needed in different ways.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
garments. Let's see. I actually, due to the move, um, I now live between Chicago and Indiana. Due to the move, I've only did one prom dress. I've been doing a lot of choir robes. Some of Dexter Walker's, some of
What?
Chicago, Mass. Yes.
Talk
So
about
I'm
doing.
doing a lot.
Talk about that, like as far as like dressing or fitting a choir. Like, how did that? What did that
Um,
entail?
it's really
Excuse my
simple. It's really simple. Most of the time, I'll go to one of the choir rehearsals, and while they're rehearsing, we'll take a section or one by one, we'll do measurements, and I'll log it. And once I have all the measurements logged, the thing that keeps it going is new people join,
Mm,
and they will have to figure out a system how to do because the price of the robe as a bulk is one price, but the price of the robe as a single buy, it's a different price. It's a different whole different mechanism. And I don't know if you want me to go into that, but yeah. And so once I get everybody measurements, what I do, I will go. We're losing a lot of our fabric stores and a lot of places to shop. I'm a person
mm.
that likes to go in the store, touch, feel, and see the color and the fabric. I don't trust online buying, but
Let
we'll
me
be able to
refresh with everybody really fast. So this is Cortez Cross, and we're talking about
Good afternoon, Julian
pimping.
Bond.
What's up, Julian? Hey, you're a YouTuber. I mean, you're a local YouTuber. Three. What's up? We're talking about you, Cortez, fitting Dexter Walker and Zion Movement. Now, you all have been. Now, the topic of today's discussion is ideas and suggestions for new interviews, new guests. And you all have been blowing up my email about Dexter Walker. I did hit him up the other day, so we're gonna get this done. So we're gonna get an interview, and this is gonna be good, some good insight because we're talking to you about fitting the robes for Zion movement. Now, how do the designs come up? Like, do you come up with the designs, or do they have
As of
ideas?
right now, what I'm doing, due to some of our greats that have made robes and stuff, such as Larry and Larry House of Styles.
Mm-hmm.
Larry passed away, and I've been picking up a lot of their business.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I got Chicago Mass business because they the only one have that Larry had to do the robes, and it was passed down to me. A lot of times, I would do all the remakes, all of the extra. Once they got the first set of robes, they would come to me, and I would do the copies for all the new people. For as far as Dexter Walker, I did not do the Superman roles.
Mm.
Let's get that clear. I did not do the Superman roles, but I am um, in process of trying to reduplicate them. All the
Mm.
rest of them, yes. The we call it the AKA robe. The one that they
Mhm.
just did the last recording in was an all black robe with
Keep talking. I need to get something.
okay. I did the all black robes with the pink and green and the white and black robes. So, and it feels like you do one set, now you're doing a whole nother set because the Zanya movement is just so big. Yeah, so I do a lot of uniforms and outfits and dresses and suits and pieces for a lot of our gospel artists. Yes. So, anybody have any questions on that? I still do believe in the black
Wait a minute.
gospel music.
I just heard Bishop Larry D. Trouter. I still believe. What's to come? Hey, Shama.
Uh huh.
It's sure
Hold that,
enough
put a
better
tap
than
in
what's
it.
coming.
I
Okay, go
still
ahead.
believe when you're a group, when you're it always look uniform to have not just the role but a uniform. It makes your group look bigger. It makes your group look together. And that's one thing you always want to show, especially when you have a choir, a group, an ensemble, some type of uniform. Some where you leading, getting out of it. But here in Chicago, that was one of our things too. We was known for uniforms, robes, how we did things. Chicago had a sound and a look.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. I
And
agree.
so
No,
if you unify 5 to 10 people and you put them together and you stand them upright, it'll make it look like that it's double their number and sizes.
yeah. All
Okay, I'm
right.
done.
Let's talk about some interviews. So we were talking earlier. You know,
Hmm.
Kim McFarland. She to me, I don't know if unsung is the proper word because I do think that people maybe I just don't think that they in the public praise her enough for her work in the gospel field. But we were talking Gospel Diaries, y'all out there. Do you all think that Kim McFarland will be a great guest for Gospel Diaries? Those solo albums that she did on CGI Records were out of sight. They were amazing. And the lead songs she did with the Thompson Community Singers, I'll give you peace.
In my name,
When the
uh,
road is raging, I'll be your something. When you're
your life. When the road ahead sees them,
believe in my Father.
my promise.
Ju-
Don't stop. Don't
Just
mess the
put
song up.
your trust
Stop. Do
in
not
me.
mess the song up. It's she did in my name.
Yeah,
She did for the good of them.
yeah, absolutely.
She did actually she only had it's less than five, I think only 3 or 4 songs with them. She was the remake singer for Thank You. Because Beatrice
I really
Gardner
want
was
to
the
thank you. You talking about that one?
no, I have a friend who go with you to
Oh,
the
okay.
end. She
Okay.
did that, and I know the story behind that.
Mhm.
They was getting ready
Hey,
to do
Rose
Bobby
Report.
Jones. They was getting ready to do Bobby Jones gospel, and Beatrice Gardner either she was there and couldn't sing it, or she wasn't there, and she was asked could she do the lead. A lot of time, Kim is put on the spot to
Yeah.
sing you all, and she has nailed it. Because I'm gonna come back and talk about one other song that she did. And so she did it, and they recorded it on the Bobby Jones gospel thing. So actually, Kim is not the original leader for Thank You. And the writer of that song is actually Donald Alford.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So a lot of people don't know in the Tommy history. before the gang came along in the mid 80s. That
Yeah.
was Donna Alford and Marvin Winans writing for the Tommies.
Oh yeah, because Marvin Winans wrote, "Can't you see the
It's
sky
gonna rain.
so brightly?"
He wrote also uh, his first recording of uh, "You Are Everything." You are everything to me.
Mm. You know, speaking
And
of
then
Beatrice, oh my bad.
go ahead.
I was thinking about because you had mentioned Beatrice Gardner. We don't really mention her a lot. Now, correct. Now, I am connected with her on Facebook. I think that would be a good interview. But
Yeah.
if I'm right or wrong, I think she's the first safe in his arms. But then
Yes.
Pam Crawford began to sing it live because I think she left the group,
Well,
the choir.
when Beatrice left the group, Pam Crawford started singing it, but Pam Crawford never recorded it with the Tummies. She was just
Right,
known
right.
to sing it with them, and both of them has a different take on the song. But
Hmm.
Beatrice Gardner is the originator of that song. That's just like "There Is No Way."
For those that
Uh,
don't know, this is Beatrice Gardner. Right here.
yes,
The original, because the Lord is my shepherd, I have everything I need. He lets me
yeah.
rest in the meadow's grass, and he leads me beside the sight, a quiet stream. He restores my
My
failing
fell
health,
in here, and
helps
it
me to
helps me to
do
do
what
what
honors
honors
him
him the
the most.
most.
Come on, let's do this part. That's why I'm saved. That's why I'm saved.
Say,
That's why I'm
oh,
sad,
say.
sad, sad. And did you see the video of LaShawn Pace singing that song at one of the meetings, the coaching meeting? Woo! At the end, she was like, she said, you know how when you go to the baseball game and the runner, they run to the base and the umpire, he just go, that's
Safe.
what God is. She said, was safe. She did that, bro. I wish we had. I wish the string
You know
guard. I
what?
would play that.
We might need to go back and pull some of the best moments. That's not like a recorded album, but best
Yeah.
moments of some of these singers ministering. Because sometimes that was a. I never forget. We was at the culture convention, not even 10 years ago, and Tamla Man was there. And Tamla Man did her set. We was in Cook Center. Now it's called the Renaissance Center, and it just became pandemonium. And
Mhm.
sometimes those are the moments we want to capture and we want to see. We know the artist can sing, we know what they can do, but in their ministry, right in their ministry moment,
Mhm.
uh, those are the $1 million capture. Those are the things that's going to last forever. For instance, I have a video. It's on my YouTube page, CTEDZ,
Uh huh.
of Twinkie Clark singing "America the Beautiful,"
Mm.
and it was something to see.
Wow.
It was really, 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 really something to see. She wasn't sitting on the organ. She was standing at the podium and just, I mean, flat foot singing. I'm gonna leave it
Flat
alone
foot center.
because
Okay.
Twinkie happens to be one of my favorites of the Clarks, and I have many reasons why. But I'm gonna let that go. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. Um, it was something I said put a tack in, and I'm gonna come back to it. Um, I remember it later. You know, when you get over 50 years old, your mind don't work like it
You.
was when it was
Mhm.
25.
Mhm.
So,
But
but yeah, anything. Go ahead.
speaking of like just you know what? Let me put this nugget out there, like for the audience out there. Like sometimes doing gospel diaries can be tedious and can be kind of strainful in the sense that, you feel that more people are attracted to salacious news and uh, you
Hmm.
know the stuff that's just not too in favor or whatever the case may be. And sometimes, as a content creator, you think like, should I shift gears and things of that sort? But Cortez, I must say this live. Bro, like I appreciate you because like you're giving me more hope to continue to stay, true to this mission that I've been assigned to. Not saying that I want to, go blogging like salacious information or anything like that, but
Oh
like
yeah.
talking with you, you remind me, what I'm saying, that there are gospel music lovers out there that really know and that we can really have some good dialogue. So thank you.
Well, who else gonna do it?
Right.
Who else
Mm-hmm.
has the assignment to do it? You get what
Uh
I'm saying?
oh.
You're
Don't
doing the
prophesy. Don't
Bible
preach
says
now. Mm-hmm.
the Bible says he that put his hands to the plow and look back is not fit for the kingdom. So the work that you started, you have to complete. You have to finish the work.
Mm-hmm.
And in so many words, I see so many people say, "Oh, the Lord called me to preach. The Lord called me to pastor. The Lord ain't calling them to do nothing." Just because you preached a good sermon, now you want to pastor. Now you want to prophesy. Now you want to do all this other stuff. But if you put yourself in that predicament, now you got to keep going
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because you can't look back.
Mm-hmm.
Looking back, you know what happened to Lot's wife when she looked back, right?
Oh, you preaching?
So you can't look back. Who else? Actually, there's nobody doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And now with all the connections that you have because you're from Chicago. Let's not get it. You live somewhere else, but you're from
Mm-hmm.
Chicago, and though that alone is what allowing you to do what you do. But
Yeah.
now with all the technology that we have, I remember when you couldn't talk to nobody. We will have a phone call, and your parents or they'll tell you, "Don't make no long distance call on my
Oh
phone,"
yeah.
or "Don't stay
Oh
on."
yeah.
So
Run up
now
that
long
bill.
distance is nothing right now. So now the Jetsons told us, prophesied to us, and told us we was going to video call. Didn't the Jetsons not tell us that? So now you can connect people that's on the farm, that's in places that's all they have is their phone and internet, and you can connect them to the world of gospel
Oh
and to
yeah.
people that
So
they've
look,
been wondering
um,
and thinking about.
that's the truth. So look, you all, you see Julian. Thank you so much. I forgot. You see that? We gotta get your Cash App handle too, Cortez. But look, I'm a pin this. So if you all want to be a blessing, go ahead and be a blessing. Listen here, we like what they say at the church, they say these likes cost money. It costs money to get on the road and try to interview these people. And I really
It,
get
it
on the
takes.
road because I want people to see these gospel artists in their elements, in their comfort zone, because it's easy to get on online and do an interview, but to be in their space, in their presence, I think it speaks volume. So that's why I really do it, because I want to bring exclusive content. But back to future guests. Now, anybody on here, have you all watched that Keith Pringle interview? That is a loaded interview. Now, yes,
Mhm.
I thought about it. I was like, man, we should have delved a little bit more into his Greater Bethany days. The old Bishop Noel Jones Church. That was the name of the church before City of Refuge. And when he was playing for Bishop Charles Blake, but he
Bishop
called
Jack
him
Blake.
Elder Blake. Lord, but there was one nugget. He was like, he said James come to the church and he tell him, I need you. I'm interested in you coming on the road playing for the Cleveland Singers. And he said Elder Blake wasn't too happy. He said, "This is the king of gospel."
But see, you have to understand something. Back then, those denomination lines was very solid and thick.
Yeah,
Uh, they
but
wasn't they wasn't
no, but
crossed as much as
Cortez,
they are today.
Cortez, Cortez.
All right, come on,
Bishop
let's
Blake
let's
is
let's
a
do it.
whole
Come on.
different subject. So let's be real. That's a whole
It,
different
it is
subject.
it is within the organization and out the organization. But again, pastors and I'm a musician. I've been the organist for my church. The church would be 45 years old the 1st of June. Actually,
What's
the
the name of
church
the church?
started June
Sanctuary,
the 1st.
sanctuary, sanctuary.
Sanctuary of Holiness, Church of God in Christ. I've been a musician for that church for 43 and a half years.
Jesus. Mm.
I have been the organist for 43 and a half years. And I'm going to tell you this, not got one paycheck. They tried to do musicals or appreciations, but it was all kind of fickle and funny if you ask me.
Wait,
But
hold
what I
on. Let
did,
me. Did you say you did not get one paycheck since in 40
not
some years?
one paycheck
That's
in 40
because
some
you
years.
didn't want a paycheck.
That's not because that's not it.
Mm.
I actually tried to play at other churches. I tried to do this. I tried to play at other churches, but still come to my church because at my church I knew I would have everything I needed spiritually fulfilled. And sometimes being that musician, and I'm speaking because it's tied into what I'm saying with Keith Pringle's situation.
Hmm.
Uh, Sometimes being that musician, you look at it as a job, but also you have to look at the spiritual part on it. I could be playing for this church, but it's spiritually fulfilling to what I need as a person and to me, not to just go and play, give me my check and them. And you got a lot of people they going and playing, but they're not selling or nothing. They don't have a covering or anything like that. And I know this might not be everybody's cup of tea, but I enjoyed what I did. And get this, my church had three musicians, at least three musicians to every instrument that was in that church. We had a brass section. We had it. And we enjoyed playing for each other. And then, like I said, we come up in first jurisdiction. Well, at the Ed Showers, I was there. I watched your interview with Ed Showers. I can attest and I can agree to everything he said because I was there.
Yeah, like that's the old school way. Like a lot of churches used to do that, but to me, that is taking advantage of someone. Not in your case, but like the overall look of it, because like that's work. You're on. Yes, it's ministry, but it's work too. The pastor gets. Some pastors don't take salaries, but like if you're gonna do something full time, you're gonna have to be compensated because you gotta live. Like you can't preach and pastor at church and
I'm gonna say
expect
this.
and not to have a
That
job,
situation, wait a minute, wait a minute. Listen, and back then times was different in the 70s and the 80s than they were now. Because you had now, I'm gonna go back to why Blake, you had a lot of pastors didn't want to pay their musicians or they didn't pay them enough, and they felt that they sort of owned their musicians.
Hmm.
They didn't want their musicians here and there and everywhere. That's my musician. That's my members. But technically, you're a God musician. You're a God musician. You belong to the Lord. And if the Lord allow you here for a space and time, then you're there for that space and time. And that's what I'm telling you why Blake wasn't happy really about to leave. And then now I got to get another musician that I have to relearn, get used to, and all of that. And he didn't want to do that.
Yeah, but yeah, 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 yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So when the
I get your
opportunity, and
perspective. Yeah,
sometimes
I get it.
you have to when the opportunity comes, sometimes you have to branch out. For instance, even in my situation, I became who I am not through my church and not because of my church. It's because I got out there and I saw what was going on, and I stayed true to who I was and true to the denomination and stuff that I was in. But and I'll be honest, the community choir sing because I technically come off the quartet scene, and for years it was a great area, and I went to the community choir scene, and when I went to the community choir scene, it opened up some things that I never thought I would see or I would hear or know, all of that. And my pastor told me, he said, I was trying to protect you guys from that, but I
I
knew
got you.
in
I
so
got you.
many situations, now that you're grown and you're able to go, I don't want you to go, but just in case, you know you have some type of foundation.
I got you. I got you. You know what? I think this is what. Actually, I have a meeting today at 12
Well,
Mountain Time, because I know it's probably past 12 where you are. But I think what I want to do, I want to do a series of like, actually, what you call it, a tour, and different cities. I would like to do like, perhaps I'll be interviewing Daryl Walls, so I will have
Hmm.
someone from the newer generation and the older generation, and we'll just have like a roundtable discussion. And like one thing that I really want to talk about, a lot of the saints of old of yesteryear, they are so offended when it comes to gospel music being performed in a sense. But I would like to understand the perspective of the older generation and then hear the perspective of the new generation about as
So
far as the performance. Because I think
I'm what you
all music
call
is a performance. All music.
I'm what you call I call myself a bridge gapper.
You all
I
hit the
stand.
cash app. The cash app is Maurice is alive. Dollar sign Maurice is alive. Let's support Gospel Diaries. Go ahead.
I'm what you call a bridge gapper. And what a bridge gapper is somebody that remember the church of old, the 70s, a little bit of 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, and now what we have today. It's a big difference. But I'm gonna take you back on something. Every generation gonna have that generation. There's gonna have that new artist that come along that the church is not accepting of, is not behind, and then 10 and 15 years later down the line, the church they're now the new tradition. To really look at the Hawkins singers, look at Walter Hawkins. Uh, when they first hit the scene, they was ahead of their time. The Clark sisters, they were
Yeah,
ahead of their time. But then now, look now, you don't have a church choir that won't have a Walter Hawkins or his brother song in their repertoire. Now they're a little more tradition, and their music just not starting, just now starting to catch up with time. So
but
now look at Kirk
but
Franklin.
take Edwin Hawkins as an example. Like this is my argument. Like they take a 19th century hymn and revise the music, and people call that a disgrace. But the message is still the same. It's just like the thing about it is we need to really focus on the message, not the vehicle of the message. Because just like we have automobiles, like we already know a bike can get you well, a bike can't get you where a car can get you, but at the same time there's multiple cars, different types of cars, but people
A
choose
bike can
Honda,
get you
people
where a
choose
car can get you, but a bike can get you where a car
faster.
can get you, but
But
a car
here,
can get you there faster.
yeah, but as it relates to a car model, like some people like prefer Hondas over Chevys. Some people want Bentleys, and so I mean, it's just a vehicle, but it's still taking us the same place. So if we lose uh, the focus on or loosen the focus on the vehicle or the rhythmic approach or the syncopation, because we got to remember, and yesteryear any syncopation in any Protestant church was devil's music, point blank in the period. Ain't no way to look around it. And then if you look at that, like 19th century and 18th century hymns, those the music was put to what did they call them? I think it was something, but it was classical music. Like those were classical pieces, and classical music is secular music. Classical music was played in halls, and it was a form of the entertainment of that particular time, and they put sacred texts to popular music in a sense in that particular time. So it's always been this fight against what's sacred and what's secular. Like let's take our focus. I feel like a preacher. Glory be to God. Let's take our focus off the
I'm getting ready to
vehicle.
go to my keyboard and tune you up in a minute.
What key am I in?
The key is B side. Let me look. I don't know. I don't have perfect picture,
Oh,
but Kimmy Sparling do.
Jesus.
Uh, and I'm gonna tell you this, just like you just said, the method changed, but the message stays the same, and
Yeah.
it's gonna always do that. Just like if you follow now, y'all don't know I'm an elder, but if you follow the time Every 2,000 years, something happened majorly in the world, biblically, and everything.
Hmm.
Now, if you really watch that time, take care of yourself and change it, regardless if you like it or not. And I'm going to tell you the whole key to that, that will just answer everything you just said and put everything the rest what you just said. The now people or the yesterday people are now afraid of the unknown. They're more afraid of what they don't know.
What's unfamiliar? Yeah, yeah,
So they're going to always refer back to familiarity. Even with me as being the state minister of music, I allow myself, and that's why I have to go back to Mighty Mouse Clark. Those midnight musicals and stuff, she gave the platform to the unknown to do whatever they wanted to do, and had um, so many times. Trinity Seven was part of that midnight musical when they nobody knew who they were, and people would come to those musicals just to see the local talent and the new talent and to see what was out there. She didn't stop them from doing what they did, but she always gave you something that was familiar too.
yeah, yeah. But look, Cortez, let's look at it like this. So, like
Okay.
the church, they put so much emphasis and so much stress on gospel artists sounding like the world, but do they even look at or do they recognize, like, especially on social media, when you see major secular artists singing certain gospel songs and giving certain gospel artists credit and respect? Like, if anything, winning souls in a sense. But we
Yes,
always,
yes.
what's crazy is we beat our own, but then we appreciate the form. You know what I'm saying? That's
So I'm gonna go
domestically we
back
beat
to
ourselves, but we
I'm gonna
don't.
I'm gonna
What?
go
Go ahead.
back to the Clark when Dr. Clark was told that she couldn't perform with her daughters anymore, uh, like she did. Now in the church she could, but like she did, she knew the bigger picture, and that's what I want to encourage everybody to do that's watching or listening, and would watch this. Always look at the bigger picture. Don't look at just the now. She looked at that. Hey, my daughters has literally crossed over doing something that haven't been done before. When you brought the sunshine, so if that's the case, they're reaching a audience outside of the church that will never come
But
into
sometimes it
the
seems like
church.
the church don't want to recognize that. But you know what? To be honest with you, and I'm not scared to say it. A lot of times, people they want to look at other people, or they want to tell other people not to do what the very things that they're doing, or they try to make it seem they try to be overly sanctimonious because it'll hide their proclivities or hide
Hold on, hold
what
on, hold on,
they're
hold
not
on,
living.
hold on. Julian Bond, I appreciate you and I really bless you, dude, because this is my second or third time, and you really push Gospel Diaries. You
Yes.
really push, and I appreciate that. If nobody never say it to you, I
Oh,
appreciate it.
oh, don't make me cry. I'm a crybaby. Julian, we love you, man. We really do.
Dry
Let me
those
tell you
tears
this.
up. Come on, let's move
Let me
on.
tell you this story.
You talking just
Like,
cry, baby.
it's a lot out there. Like, that's why I know this is a ministry. Like, Julian, like, he knows everything about Gospel Diaries, and that touches my heart. There's a few of them out there, but Julian, he is so consistent, and I really do appreciate you, man.
And see,
But
that's what I'm saying. That
y'all don't
too.
forget to hit
Yeah,
that
we're gonna.
cash app either because we need your support. It is $ Maurice is alive. $Maurice is alive. And Cortez uh cash app. What is your cash app? Let me write that
My
down.
name, Cash
And
App
that's
Cortez Pro.
CORTEZ.
EZCROSS.
Julian got. I know he'll post this. So, but yeah, man, this
So
is a great
back to
conversation.
what I was saying about you. Again, all of this that we talk about now, you can get the truth, and you don't have to do the hearsay because you're going to these people that you heard rumors of, that you heard they haven't. told their story or their part on what happened, or because there's two sides to every story. The I want to say the right side, the
Oh,
wrong
thank you
side.
so much, D Nurse. Thank you so much. I
But
appreciate that.
God bless
Hello,
you, D
Jesse.
Nurse.
Hello, Jesse. Hello, Jesse. Oh, y'all gonna make me
So
cry today.
I'm just
I love the
saying,
support. I love it.
your ministry. Everybody think ministry is standing in the pulpit preaching to people. That's not. That's It's easy to preach,
Hmm.
but it's hard to pastor.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
easy to preach, but it's hard to do ministry.
yeah. You know,
So
you know,
what you're doing
that's
is
uh,
ministry.
it is.
Go
You
ahead.
know, when I started Gospel Diaries, what's crazy is like I was kind of embarrassed, to be honest with you, because I was like, here I am, a young man that's overly excited about gospel music history. I'm like, is that weird? You know what I mean? Like, is there anyone else out there like that? But, and I don't want to get spiritual. I try to, but as I pursued with it, I understood that it's so much more than just history. Like it's ministry. Like these people are telling their stories. Like I'm gonna tell you this one story. Like I got an email from a guy. It was actually a inbox, and it was so long. I said, let me just call the dude. So I called him, and the guy was like, oh my God, it's you." I'm like, "Yes, how you doing?" And I didn't even read his message. But to make a long story short, the guy had just been like kind of like he was ill in a sense. He had to come off his job. He became handicapped, and he had to move back home with his parents. And this guy here at home has nothing to do. His he says his sister set up a computer in his room, and he said he was just like low in life, like he just didn't have a reason to live, and he was like. All of a sudden, he got on YouTube and Gospel Diaries came up, and he said that night he must have watched like at least 20 episodes. And he was just telling me like he said Gospel Diaries gave him a reason to live again, just hearing these stories. So, it's messages like that that let me know
So
that if I would have aborted Gospel Diaries, like we wouldn't have this platform today. And now like I started off doing mostly unsung artists. But now like you see some of the biggest names in gospel music on Gospel Diaries, and it's nothing but the grace of God. I'm so excited. So I need you all support. You see the cash app on the screen. It is Maurice is alive. Dollar sign Maurice is alive. And I'm really getting emotional because like that support it helps me and it gives me a push to say, listen, you can go to this city, you can do this because right now I'm working a 9 to 5, and it is really tedious. Like I'm really trying to find a way that I'm able to make Gospel Diaries my full-time 9 to 5. But in the meantime, I cannot negate or I cannot neglect to get out there because time is of the essence. Like if you look at some of the older episodes, and I hate to say it, Cortez, there are people that have passed away. And if I would not have like one person in particular that I'm so grateful that I had an opportunity to interview, and we were friends too. Well, it's two people. Stanley Keeble, Reverend
dollar
Stanley
sign
Keeble.
Cortez Cross.
Oh yeah,
How can
please
I?
put it on the
How can I?
screen.
Can I? Can I write
If
that
you
in?
I'm trying to see. I'm kind of now. I'll be watching. Not Carlton Banks. Like he is so funny. Like he said the old people be on here like, you press this, but I go live, huh? I can write a. I don't want to sound like that. I don't know. I haven't. This is like kind of
So
makes me
I'm gonna
nervous.
tell you. I'm gonna tell y'all this. If y'all don't know, I've been knowing Eric for a very long. I've been knowing Eric since he was a teenager, actually, and he was just
Yeah,
destined for this
yeah,
because y'all don't know. If he had never told you guys, he used to work in a gospel music store where
yes,
they sold tapes, DVDs,
yeah,
CDs. What hadn't just come out just yet. If it were, they had just hit the scene, and LPs.
yeah,
And so this kind of was his introduction. Believe it, or not, God got everything set in order and is own time and his own perspective. So I watched him go through that. I watched him. You all don't know his dad
Yeah.
was. He helped a lot of people here in Chicago get on TV
Yeah.
with his cameras and his ministry. So he was already prepped for the ministry of what he's doing now. I don't know if he ever realized that. And this is why I always speaking to him to keep going because I know it was time just recently. I just wanted to tell people, you know what? I'm gonna retire from music this year, everything musically, because what I'm doing is not important. What I'm doing, you got all these bigger people out there, and that's the enemy that will talk to you like that, and it'll take somebody that you don't know out of the left field that will encourage you. I can. That's why I was always told when you go to the mall, when you out, be the best you can be, because you never know who knows you, but you don't know them,
Yeah.
and they will walk up to you and talk to you. I never forget. I was in the mall coming out of Fort City Mall, and one of my old classmates, hey, that's Cortez Cross, and I waved my. I knew who he was, but he came up to me and introduced me to his wife and introduced me to his kids. He said, "Listen, this is the man that kind of inspired me to stay playing as a musician and to not do this and to not do." Because my friends always told me I was too sanctified. When they wanted to go smoke and do other things, I didn't do that. So, and his wife said, "I just want to thank you for rearing my husband and being an influence." And I'm like, I didn't know this, I didn't know that, but you never know who's watching you.
Yeah.
You never know who God is preparing to take over your or to give you a boost or to help you
Yeah.
be what you need to be.
Yeah, Cortez. I guess I just have a candid moment. Like, I don't look at myself as this public figure or whatnot, but like, honestly, like, life has really changed for me. Like, I go places like, there was one time. This was the first time that I recognized it. I was like, I was at White Palace actually, and it was this young guy. I was sitting eating dinner, and this guy named, this is a true story, Kevin Peabody from the Bay Area, my good friend. We were out there having a late dinner, and I'm just minding my own business, and this young guy, I seen him walk into the restaurant. I guess he was doing like Uber Eats or whatnot. This is true story. Touch your neighbors like this is true story. And I'm like we just the talk, and then like the guy gets
This is
his
a true
food.
story.
Come on, Holy Ghost. And then like he on his way out the door and he walked up to the table and I promise you, he was just like, man, I don't normally do this. But he was like, man, aren't you Eric from like Gospel Diaries or what? I'm like, yeah. He said, dude, I love your show. And this dude was like, he looked like he about 19, 20 years old. And from that point, like I mean, in the airport, like even I don't want just everywhere, bro. It's amazing to see how Gospel Diaries have really impact so many people, man. It really is. And
Hmm.
I'm humbly saying it because when I be sitting with most of these artists, I'll be trembling in my shoes. I'll be so scared, y'all. A lot of people say they don't understand, they can't see it,
That's
but
a good thing. That's a
just
good thing. That's a good thing. If you're scared when you get ready to do your, and I'm gonna tell you why. If you're scared when you get ready to do your interviews and stuff like that, that means you going off of the strength of the Lord, and you're not going being, oh, I could do this. I'm big. It's good to have that, but that look scared. I tell people all the time when I get up to direct the choir, I'm so nervous. I'm just I have to go to the bathroom. People laugh at me like, really? I'm like, yes. Every time I get up to direct, but when I lift my hands and I can feel the fire of the Lord in my hands to my back. I say, okay, God, I know you with me.
Mhm.
And everything, and if you ever see me as a director, everything you see that I do, uh, I'm not a program director. We're not gonna do this one time, then we're gonna go back two times, then go back one time and do this. I'm not a program director. I direct as God give it to me. And as being a musician, I hear things translated and transformed, but I'm nervous on everything that I do because I want to make sure I'm handling. I'm ministering to the people
Yeah,
of God.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
that little nervousness is not bad because it'll make you want to make sure you dot every I and cross every T.
yeah. And then too, I must add too. Sometimes, a lot of times, well, I'll say sometimes self. I'll be like, because I'll be thinking about the audience and be like, am I asking the right questions, or am I bringing the right thing out? And then like my godmom, which is Esther Smith, I love her so much. Like she adopted me, But like every time, like I'm in Detroit and I do an interview, like when she calls me and say, "I'm so proud of you. Like you did an amazing job. Like you pulled some things out that I didn't even know." And when she says that, sometimes you know how like sometimes when your mom says something, you're like, "Oh, that's mom." But like when I think about it, like she's speaking from her heart. And like I'm very critical of myself, but to hear that, sometimes I need to like be like, it's okay
And
because I
then
mean,
it's
there's some
okay.
doubt.
Then
Robert
when you have
Jones,
those
hi.
people, hello, Robert Jones. Then when you have those people that come and tell you, hey, next time when you do this or do that, you have to take that into heart. You have to take that to heart and you have to take it to grow with. Because sometimes you will mess up. My one of my biggest influence besides Maddie is on director is actually more so than Maddie is Lavonia Whitley. And she
Mm,
would tell you, oh, stop. Next time you go around, do this. And we would be in rehearsal. And I'm telling y'all some of the stuff that happened to me. You have to go through these things. It's not going to be an overnight success. She would say, now, when you direct, you get in front of them people, lift your hands up where everybody can see. Because if your hands just right here, nobody can see nothing. Only but the people standing
mm,
right in front of you. And you got more than just the people. You got the band, you got the choir there. And here it is. I'm directing you know the first jurisdiction choir when Livonia had it. It was almost 1,500 folks. And we filled up the church. So you couldn't just she taught me how and do it with grace and do it with she would say give it a little dramaticness and all of that. So I remember there was a time and I have to go back to Kim McFarland. When Kim McFarland did I Tried Him
mm-hmm,
and my choir was learning, I was just a musician. My pastor daughter, Bernadette Long, the late great Bernadette Long, was the minister of music. I couldn't get the three-fourth time signature of the song right. And I was one of them. I'm on the organ, I'm just playing, and my head is bumping. And she said, what did you jumping and jamming to if you don't have the song right?
mm,
The chord is not right. And I would mess it up. I would mess. She literally stopped rehearsal and had one of the elders in the choir come pour oil on my head
mm.
and pour oil on my hands and pray for me that I would get the song right and that my timing would be good. And I'm gonna tell you this: a lot of musicians would have got upset because they felt there was an embarrassment and all of that. Back then, we took it because we knew it would make us. Sometimes we didn't like it, but we took it. We'll come back to the next rehearsal ready, like nothing never happened. Oh, I got it this time. But one thing, it helped you to go and study your work and study your art. When you do your interviews, you can't just come in off a whim. Sometimes we have. I know it takes time to prep for
Oh yeah.
that interview.
Oh
You
definitely.
have to go back and read or get any material on them that you can. That way, you know your stuff and you might not know everything, but you still have to prep for it.
And
You
Cortez,
got to
like,
put the time in.
and I'm the type of person too. Like, if I hear an interview, like, I don't want to talk. I don't want to be redundant. Why are we talking about the same thing that they shared in another interview? Because each opportunity that you have, you should maximize it. Because, like, there's gonna be a time where you're not gonna be able to talk to this person. So let's bring something out of this person that was never brought up. So, like, I just want to acknowledge Julian's comment. When I sing, play, and direct, my heart is always
My heart is
it's
pumping.
pounding.
That's it should.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it should.
But look, Twinkie Clark, like honestly, so with that interview, like it's so much more that I wanted to talk about, but I'm appreciative that like our conversation went where it was because it was kind of like prehistoric in a sense. Like we talked about Maddie, some of her work, talked
Hmm.
about her feeling or her her love for her mom's work and the passion that she has to sing. But then again, when I thought about it, like there's other issues that's like current right now that I really wish if I get a chance again, like I would love to like ask her questions like, the Clark sisters, they're touring so much. But you make special appearances and things like how do that feel? Stuff like that. Like I kind of wanted to talk about current estates or current events. And but she did share about how the church was so critical uh to her music and things of that sort. And at one time, like I looked on YouTube. I seen this. I think I even mentioned the content's name, content creator's name, but they took my video and put a sub title or caption on there, and it was totally off topic. So I had to really get I got that video flat. Maybe I should have left it alone, but like I'm conscious of people's image is, and I don't want people's images to be talked about or shamed at my expense. In the
Tainted,
sense that, huh?
tainted at your cost.
Yeah, because my picture is on it. But I mean, they took my image out of the video and just focused on Twinkie, but you can hear my questions and my interjections and things of that sort. Listen, you guys, thank you all for staying so long.
You know what? I thought it was gonna be a short thing, but and I'll say this, I do feel a little better. I started off kind of feeling a little shaky because my blood pressure up. I went to go do some things yesterday medically, and they couldn't do it because the blood pressure was up. And so I told Eric my blood pressure was up, and I was going to chill at home today. He said, "Well, if you don't feel like," I said, "Yes, I'll do it." I feel better. Sometimes talking and explaining, talking about stuff that you're passionate about can help a whole
Mhm.
lot.
Oh yeah.
Can help a whole lot. I hope y'all see more of me.
Oh yeah.
Um, I wish I could travel around with him doing the interviews. Some people, I think I'll be like a kid in the candy shop. Even though I know them, but sometimes when I'm around them, it's still like, a kid in the candy shop because you're like, oh wow, I'm here with the grape. I'm here with this and that. I'll be sitting up there looking like,
Yep. Yep.
and so
Cortez, I was thinking too, like, I'll put it like this. I need you all to watch the episode I did with Bishop Dan Willis. So he had a interdenominational, and no, it wasn't an interdenominational because they were all Pentecostal, but it was a,
Pentecostal
biracial um,
choir.
choir. But he impacted me, I guess, because most of his choir members came from my home church, Christ Temple Apostolic Faith Church. But when we went into the sanctuary, it was him, evangelist Yvonne Ruff, who did some recordings with Kim Stratton and Calvin Bridges. And like when I got home, I was like, do I realize the experience that was just right there on all the experience that was right there on that. Like these people have sang to thousands of people. They've been around forever. Like Bishop Dan Willis, he's hosted multiple shows on multiple networks. He co-hosts Testify. He's been all overseas. He pastors a mega church. And just to hear him sing, like this man has affected so many people's lives in a positive way. Yvonne
Did
Rupp, major stages, like all this experience in one room. I'm like, wow, this is my. And if you
did
collaborate,
did
mhm.
did it come out that Kim Stratt used to sing with him too?
uh, I talked about that in the
Before
interview I
he
did with
got
her.
big, before he became as big
She
as he
told me
was,
no. I
Yvonne
think.
Ruff and Kim Stratton actually sang with him at one point or another. Yvonne Ruff kind of stayed, but they was all cool with each other. They really was. Kim Stratton kind of did a little work with him too.
Oh, because I mentioned that. I think
Before
she told me she
before
now
the
now Yvonne Ruff
before the
and
whole blow up, yes. Go ahead.
Yvonne Ruff and Kim Stratton, they used to sing in a group called Endow.
Yes.
Maybe that might because I
Yes.
don't. I don't think
She
she's
had a
still
round or
alive.
two with yeah, she had a round or two.
It's possible. It's possible. I think I did see a video of Kim Stratton with Pac at one of the. I'm saying Pac, POC, Pentecostals of Chicago. Um, if you are, hold on, let me play this song really fast. I think this is gonna be a closer. If you allow me, Cortez, give me this.
Go
And
ahead.
he gave me the lyrics. Hopefully, I
This your
remember.
show, not mine.
Dan Willis. What's the
Stay in the race.
no, see that's staying the rate. It's called If I Thought for Sure That If I Knew for Sure that hold on, let me hold on. I'm gonna just find it on no, it's right. Let me hold on. Dan Willis Gospel Diaries. You all please support us. We got our cash apps on the screen. Maurice is alive and Cortez.
I do have a YouTube page. I just put up post videos. If you all want to come by and check them out, and it's CTEDZ. I have some rare footage. A lot of DeAndre Patterson and Destiny Worship Center videos are mine. Some rare footage of the Clark sisters. I think I got one of Kimberly back way back when um, Kirk Franklin. So support.
That's crazy. Like when you're looking for a video, you can't. That like I see part two, but I don't see part one. And I know that this segment has to be on part one. Hold on. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Here we go. I know where it's at. It's at the end because I think I closed it up. But that song, they did this song on Testify, and I was always looking for the song. And the song is on the album that the album that they did. Where Do Broken Hearts Go? But dude, this song. Hold on. Let me find it.
I now remember that.
Hopefully, hopefully you all can hear this. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. You bless the Shadrach. And I'll tell you before we go to Shadrach. Can you hear this? Caught my
Hmm.
attention with you was that first song you all did. If I thought for sure that if I was saying the road would not be easy. I'm like, what in the world is going on? What turn around? Yeah. Oh my God. I wrote that song after one of the first times I was pained, Pained, pained by somebody I trusted. You know, at this stage of life, you've been paid so much. It's like, what are you going to do to me now? But it was after one of the first times I was really pained by somebody, and I wrote that song. If I thought for sure that, if I knew for sure that the road would not be easy, still I would not turn around. But anyway, well, I'm just getting joy. It was cool talking with him. I was like, wow. And I must say, like, it's something about people that give. Bro, like, when I went out there, he gave everyone a love token. Like he gave Calvin Bridges and Yvonne Ruff love tokens and gave me a love token. And I'm thinking, I ain't gonna tell you how much it was, but I'm thinking, it's gonna be about $50 or something like that. But oh no.
God bless the
Oh no.
giver.
Uh-huh. And that's I end on that note. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Happy Mother's Day to all the
Oh,
mothers.
exactly.
Happy
Yeah.
Mother's Day to your mom. Happy Mother's Day to my mother. Um,
Likewise.
Without them, we would not be here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So on that note, I'm whatever you want me to say or do.
All right. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And thank you all so much for watching Gospel Diaries. I promised you all that I'll get more I'll be more interactive with you guys. It's kind of out of my comfort zone, but I'm doing it. I'm making
We're
do.
doing it. We're doing it.
Yes, we're doing it. And again, if you all want to sow into Gospel Diaries, there's the Cash App. It is Maurice is alive. Maurice is alive. We need your support. And sow into the ministry of Cortez Cross at $sign Cortez Cross. CORTEZCROSS. And until then, like I always say, love on someone. And you will change a life. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Julian.
See you, Julie.